Conjunctions and clauses. That is the crux of the matter in today's video. Now, to get to the stage where you are totally confident about coordinating conjunctions, coordinating clauses, compound sentences, etc., we're going to have to explain about simple sentences, and we're going to have to explain about semicolons as well. So basically you're getting the whole lot here thrown in. Okay, so we're going to be covering coordinating clauses and conjunctions. It's very important to remember that they mean exactly the same thing as independent, okay? Independent clauses, independent conjunctions, and that's them there, okay? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. We've made that into a little acronym for you there called FANBOYS. So you can write that one down. You can write them all down there, please, if you don't mind. It's very important that you remember that these two things mean the same thing. I don't want you going away from this video saying, oh, you didn't even explain about independent clauses or conjunctions. Well, I did, because coordinating conjunctions and coordinating clauses are exactly the same as independent clauses and independent conjunctions. So let's, before we go on to anything else here, let's ask you this question here. Out of these words here, okay, all these different things, from your verbs, your prepositions, your nouns, your pronouns, your adverbs, what out of all of them would you say most resembles a conjunction, a joining word? Well, if you said adverbs, that's an interesting one, because we will be having a look at conjunctive adverbs. Okay, they join independent clauses together. But the actual answer I was wanting you to find there was prepositions. Conjunctions, and here they come again, fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. They have a very, very similar job to the prepositions. simple sentences. They can be like 2 letters, can't they? Or they can be like great big long sentences. I do. He won. We ate. The cat drunk milk. I ate chips. Okay, it can be little simple sentences like that, or it could be quite long ones too. You know, using prepositions, we can create quite a long sentence, and it's still a simple sentence. I went out for a very long walk down the long sandy beach. So when we talk about clause, do you know what I mean? And please don't say clause, well, that's the sharp pointy things at the end of a cat's paws, because that won't get a laugh. It didn't get a laugh when I tried it there, so if you try it, it won't get a laugh either. Trust me, it doesn't. I've tried it a few times. It's just a bit as funny as when your geography teacher says, whereabouts are the Andes? And you reply, well, they're at the end of my wristies. And you'll be glad to hear that will be the final joke in today's lesson. So, here we are. We're going to just break this into little blocks for you here, okay? We have got to know what is a coordinating clause, or an independent clause. Right, it is a group of words which must contain a subject and a verb. Must. A clause must contain a subject and a verb. In fact, it doesn't matter whether it's dependent or independent. And we're not covering the dependent ones in this video, we're doing them in the next video. It must contain a subject and a verb. A clause must contain that. If it doesn't, it isn't a clause. It's a phrase or a word, okay? They can stand alone as sentences. Alright? I'm not going out, for I have been out every night this week. I am not going out is a sentence. Let's get rid of the coordinating conjunction there. I have been out every night this week. That is a sentence. Okay, we are joining them together there with for. So that's a compound sentence. Alright? It's got 2 sentences joined together as one. So, let's make up little sentences for you here with the acronym, with these coordinating conjunctions, also known as independent conjunctions. Okay, let's start off with for. Now this is an interesting one here because for is a preposition. Well, of course it is. My family are coming for tea. I am going to the shop for a newspaper. Right? Yes. For is one of the most well-used words in the English language. That one there is the prepositional use of the word for. Right. As a conjunction, for really means it's similar to, it's like it's giving a reason. It's like, it's similar to because. It's similar to the word because, which is a subordinate conjunction, which we'll be coming on to in the next video. So how can you use for? How can you use for then? So it doesn't sound like a preposition. Well, it's all about a comma, isn't it? Be nice to John, for he suffered enough. Be nice to John, comma, for he's suffered enough. You notice it's different. It's different to. It's a different meaning of the word for to I'm going to the shop for a newspaper. For he's suffered enough. I've got to get out of this flat, for I am so bored. You see, a different meaning of the word for. And this meaning of the word for he's suffered enough there, is a conjunction. Okay? And as you see, both of these clauses are independent. Be nice to John. Let's take away the for, let's get rid of it. He's suffered enough. He's, that's a contraction of he has. It could also be he is, but in this case it would be he has. Be nice to John. So you could even put a full stop there. Full stop. Be nice to John. He has suffered enough. But be nice to John, for he suffered enough, sounds a little bit more interesting than, well, it's better English than saying be nice to John, he suffered enough. That's choppy, so that's the whole point about conjunctions, is to stop choppy English, which never sounds good. We don't speak like that, so why should we write like that? Here's some examples, by the way, of how things would look if we didn't have coordinating conjunctions at all. And. Okay. I am going to the beach in the morning, and in the afternoon I am going home. I'm going to the beach in the morning, and in the afternoon I am going home. Okay, your and there is acting as the coordinating conjunction. It's joining both these clauses together, and you can just verify that with me. You can check to see the bit before and, okay, the bit before and, does that have a subject and a verb? In the morning I'm going to the beach. In the morning I am. Am is a verb. Going is a verb. Am going is a verbal phrase. To, of course, is a preposition. The adjective, and beach is a noun. Okay? Putting your comma there. And in the afternoon I am going home, with out and in the afternoon I am going home. In the afternoon I am, you got your am over there, am is a verb, so that is absolutely fine. So there's an example there with and. Notice there, both these clauses could stand alone as independent sentences. So let's move on to nor. Let's pretend I'm a doctor giving your son a sick note because he's hurt his leg, right? Steve shouldn't take part in physical education, nor should he participate in any sporting activity. Okay? You see there how they both join together with nor. Again, they would work as sentences, although one thing you try and avoid at all costs is starting a sentence with a coordinating conjunction. But I voted for the Conservatives, but Amy voted for Labour. I voted for the Conservatives, but Amy voted for Labour. That could be in the answer to a question. If somebody says, well, did you all vote for the Conservatives? I'd probably start off with an interjection there, wouldn't I? I'd say, well, I voted for the Conservatives, but Amy voted for Labour. Okay, or I'll have to make a start in this work or I'll be here all night. I will have to make a start on this work or I will be here all night. I can see you today or I can see you tomorrow, to make it nice and simple. I can see you today or I can see you tomorrow. Okay, yet. John lives 5 minutes from school, yet he's late every day. So, you may remember that one there and you think, ah, so I remember that. That's an adverb of manner. He is so good. Or, I am having so much fun making this video. As you see, indeed it is an adverb of manner. So, it is modifying another adverb there. Much. So much. I am having so much fun making this video. That is also a simple sentence. I am having so much fun making this video. Simple sentence. There's no clauses, it rolls off the tongue, you see. That's totally different to the conjunction. So, totally different. I'm working late tonight, so I can't see you. He has not worked hard enough, so he can't get any pocket money. semicolon? The semicolon is used instead of these coordinating conjunctions. You can join two clauses, two coordinating or independent clauses together, okay, and we can actually lose the semicolon altogether. Here's some examples for you. You can also use semicolons like this. For example, now this is a compound sentence, all right, using three clauses. Right, in this instance we're going to pretend somebody's asked me what I did yesterday evening. What I did yesterday evening. I came home. I ate my dinner. I watched TV. And I went to bed. Right, so instead of using commas there, we can use semicolons, okay? They're just little blocks of information when you think about it, aren't they? It's a bit different to, for example, I'm making out a list for, you know, for the shops. I need bread, sugar, milk, coffee and tea. Now you wouldn't use semicolons in between that list. That's just a basic list. All right. Okay, now using semicolons with conjunctive adverbs. These ones here. We're going to put all these together into sentences, okay? Compound sentences. Let's start off with this one here, however. I got up late, however, I still managed to do all my work. I got up late, sentence. I still managed to do all my work. A sentence. It sounds better as one big, complete sentence, doesn't it? Very important that you're putting your semicolon before however, right? Exactly the same rule with your conjunctions where you're putting the comma before you're adding your coordinating clause. Remember? Okay? It's before the clause. Right. So this is exactly the same, but this time it's a semicolon. It's a semicolon. Why is it a semicolon and not just a comma? Because it is, well, it's answering, it's a contrast, isn't it? It's you could say it's a contrasting clause, really, okay? Not trying to confuse you too much. Okay? I got up late, however, I still got all my work done. or all my work done. However you want to put that is absolutely fine. So your semicolon going before however, but you still need a comma after however, because it's acting a bit like an interjection down there, okay? Could we drop however altogether there? Yes, we could. We could even drop it altogether. I got up late. I still managed to get all my work done. And a question, does that sound better with the conjunctive adverb? Yes, it does. If it sounds better, add it. I got up late today. However, I still got all my work done. Right, let's move on to moreover. Okay, exact same rule with where we're putting the semicolon and the comma. I'll have to work hard. Moreover, you'll have to help me. I'll have to work hard. It's a sentence. It's also a coordinating clause. I'll have to work hard. Moreover, a bit like we do with interjections, it's separated. Semicolon before the adverbial, before the conjunctive adverb, alright? And a comma after it. You'll have to help me. Is that a sentence? You'll have to help me? Of course it is. You'll is a contraction. What it's really saying is you will have to help me. And again, I'll have to work hard. Moreover, you will have to help me. Nevertheless, you will have to study. That's not nevertheless. Oh, it is. Yeah, sorry, it is. Sorry. You will have to study. Otherwise, you will fail your exam. And how? That is very true, by the way. Trust me, it's true. You will have to study. There's no getting away from it, I'm afraid. You do have to study if you want to pass exams. You will have to study. Otherwise, you will fail your exam. Semicolon before otherwise, comma after otherwise. Let's get rid of otherwise, see how that looks. You will have to study. You'll fail your exam. Doesn't work very well, does it? So otherwise there, you know, you'd really have to put that one in, wouldn't you? Despite the fact that they both work as works as a compound sentence. Let's see, let's try and get one from our fanboys here. You'll have to study, or you'll fail your exam. Also works. Works perfectly alright. Right, let's move on to nevertheless. I didn't buy many groceries. Nevertheless, we should still have enough for the party. I didn't buy many groceries, semicolon, nevertheless, comma, we should still have enough for the party. John stayed up all night. Consequently, he was late for work today. Let's change it. John stayed up all of last night. Consequently, he was late for work today. Semicolon before consequently, comma after consequently, he was late for work today. So what is that? All of these examples that I'm giving you there, every single one of them are examples of compound sentences. Alright, but we're using semicolons there, and alright, try and remember this one, write it down if you can't remember it. Conjunctive adverbs to actually join these clauses together. Right, and I think we've just about covered everything there. We've exhausted the subject until I'm blue in the face and you are sick to death of hearing my voice. So now, my voice goes and I leave you with the quiz. Alright, everything I've taught you today, well, you're going to be tested on it. Let's just see how well you've done. The good thing about a video, of course, is, oh, I didn't understand that. You can always go back, you see, you can go back and listen to the bits that you didn't understand. And you can try the quiz again. But good luck anyway. 20 questions coming up. I want you to be sort of hitting around about the 17, 18 out of 20 mark here. If you're doing that, you've got a pretty good understanding of the subject. And then, of course, we move on to our subordinate clauses and subordinate conjunctions and creative writing in the next video. I shall